Hello everyone. For this discussion, we're going to focus on the module number 3, which is technological innovations. So, in this topic, we're going to discuss how to innovate technologies and how innovation help us in our way of living. So, in this introduction, we're going to define what is technological innovations. um, Technological innovation, it deals with the Latin origin word, which is innovare, or meaning to make something new. It leads to several conclusions of its deeper meaning. So, Latin concept is a cryptic and can be better understood when divided into three parts. So, innovations focuses on generate or realize a new idea, develop this idea into reality or product, implement and market this new idea. So in our institution, our researchers and technology innovators do something in our community, specifically in the livelihood, um, scientific, and technology. So in our institution, if you are aware with DOST, we generate and realize new idea, focusing on the livelihood of specific individuals, businesses, SMEs, MSMEs. So that's are the startup businesses. So in our part as a marketing section, if there is something that we're going to develop, specifically food and products, so we generate new ideas specifically. For example, there is a um, if you are aware with cassava chips, banana chips and so on and so forth. So meron kaming technologies doon na ginagawa to be able to um ang tawag doon yung maalis po yung moisture ng banana before natin siya iluto. So in our technologies, innovations, if you are aware with the manual process of peeling the banana down to the cooking, so in our part as innovations, kasi ang innovations you generate something new to be able to fasten the process. So meron kaming technology na kaya na siyang i-dry, meron kaming dryer. So hindi na natin kailangan paarawan po yung mga saging na hiniwa po natin for banana chips. So ilalagay mo na lang siya sa isang dryer, and with the several minutes or hours, matutuyo na po siya, matatanggal na po yung moisture niya. Unlike in the manual traditions, pag hiniwa na po yung saging, you're going to go in the outside para paarawan siya. Pero in our innovations, safe, hindi siya madadapuan ng langaw or something na malalagyan alikabok. So in the dryer, safe, and it will avoid in the contaminations. So that is one of the innovations. For example, isa pa, process ng government office. So mabagal yung proseso sa documents. So pag may technological innovations tayo, we have to plan, syempre specifically. And then if you're going to fasten the process, you create a system. You can digitalize the process, you can digitalize the documents, and so on and so forth. So, kung dating manual process, pwede natin gawing digital for us or for them to generate the reports faster, to print, and to retrieve the data. And next, we have to develop this idea into reality or product. So, hindi lang naman po dapat tayo nag-generate ng ideas. And, syempre, we have to develop in this into reality or product. So, marami naman ng existing po na products nowadays na nakita nyo po sa market. Pero kasi, other businesses and MSMEs are using manually. No, they are using manual process in their products. So, pag sinabi nating innovations, you have to upgrade their process. I-upgrade natin yung process. Kunwari may product po tayo na mga ibang products na pwedeng i-example namin sa, for example, our products is uling na po, uling, and if you are aware with tawag doon yung alak na hindi siya lambanog pero we have a preservations in, ano bang tawag doon? Nalimutan. Kaong. Yun, kaong. Ginagawa siyang alak at suka. So, syempre, yung manual process kasi nun, iniimbak po siya. Yung o kaya yung sabaw ng nyog, iniimbak po siya for fermentation purposes. Pero in our innovations, meron kaming machines and technology na kayang mag-ferment ng suka in a tawag dito, hindi siya pero it is spun with 2 to 3 weeks pwede na siyang maging suka. So kasi ang fermentation po ng mga suka matagal. So yung innovations natin, pabibilisin natin yung fermentation ng suka. Parang ganun yung idea. So hindi lang po dapat natin dine-develop siya or hindi natin lang on the idea lang. So dapat ina-apply natin sa mga innovations na or process na gusto nating mapabilis. So implement and market the new idea. So kapag manually process ka, nagkaroon ng innovations, kailangan i-implement natin sa market para alam po nila. And then, syempre for the marketing purposes na din, marami pong bibili ng technologies mo or process or manggagaya sa process mo. So, syempre, the idea, pwede mo siyang ibenta. Pwede mong ipa-adapt yung new technologies to be able to get profit. Ano po? So, what are the different kinds of innovations? So, there are different kinds of stages also. So, technological innovation is complex process of several distinct stages, many of which require different focuses and different management strategies. So, stages, it is more beneficial to take up well-developed concept and focus on commercialization. Should the firm start with the inception of idea invention? Should the firm spotlight an existing technology and aim at perfecting or modifying it? So to be broad, this is stages focusing on how we're going to commercialize the product, specifically the innovations you created. So the first question, it is more beneficial to take up well-developed concept and focus on commercialization. Yes, commercialization is one of the best strategy to market your products. So bakit po? Ang pinaka-hardest part lang sa commercialization is the IP, intellectual property, and how we're going to commercialize it. So if there is something process and products, hindi lang naman po products ang kino-commercialize, ano po? Meron ding tayong technology and process. So how we're going to market our products? So you can post on Facebook page, you can post on different kinds of e-commerce, you can create a website, so you can create a web pages or Facebook page to be able to commercialize it. But then again, the process of commercialization is very crucial if there is no budget po, kasi medyo pricey po ang pag-commercialize. Dadaan po kasi yan sa, if you're focusing on food, magdadaan po yan sa product testing, FDA. So in the nutrition and food administrations, dadaan po siya sa mga ganon for us to be able to commercialize our products and to be safe. Ano po? Next, should the firm start with the inception of new idea or invention? Yes. Kailangan po natin ng inception of new idea to be able to know how to start in commercialization. Kasi kung wala tayong idea in the commercialization and we are focusing only on the profit, so paano natin ma-market yung products po natin? So dapat meron tayong inceptions of new ideas. You're going to upgrade your process para po makasabay sa market po natin. Kasi if you're going to go on the gantong process lang, hanggang doon na lang po yon. Hindi na po siya mag-expand. So next we have, should the firm spotlight an existing technology and aim at perfect at modifying it? So sure and yes, dapat ano po. So in our existing technology nowadays, merong mga na-commercialize na. But basically, if you're going to modifying your innovations and technologies or process, mahabang proseso po kasi yan, ano po. Kasi in the Philippines, if you discovered new process, kailangan mo siyang ipa-register, i-commercialize, at ipangalan po sa iyo for us or for you to have the copyrights. Kasi 'di ba pag may na-imbento tayo or may ni-register tayong something that is innovative, pwede mo yang ipa-register sa pangalan mo para sa iyo na po yung process, para sa iyo na yung technology, para sa iyo yung innovations. Ano po, yun yung process sa Pilipinas. Kapag naka-imbento po tayo, kailangan i-register po natin for us to be to be able to have the copyrights. Kasi mahirap naman sa part ng innovations or innovative na hanggang papel lang siya. So next we have different kinds of innovation. So in this different types of innovation, meron tayong tinatawag na radical innovations. So pag sinabing radical, ideas that have impact or cause insignificant changes in the whole industry. So if we're going to oversee and see the process of gardenia, yung mga lata ng sardinas, Payless or Nissin or any products online, nung unang panahon wala silang barcodes po. They are putting informations lang, specifically the price, for us to calculate the amount we're going to scan it on the QR code or the point of sale, ang tawag po doon. Nowadays, merong significant and changes na nangyari sa industry natin na once na dinaan mo yung product, it will automatically generate informations and calculations. So, ibig sabihin po, yung evolutions ng calculations, specifically sa mga products natin sa mga industries, is medyo nag-upgrade compared po doon sa mga ideas natin ay yung mga technologies nung unang panahon na they are doing the manual process. That is radical innovations. So next we have the incremental innovations, focusing on small ideas that have importance in terms of improving the products, process, and services. Ito po, focusing on the principles of the products. So if you're going to insert terms of improving products, tsaka yung mga process niya or services, kagaya ng mga technologies, kailangan po nating itaasan yung standard ng mga products po natin. So we're going to register it on a food administration divisions. You are going to market, ipatest mo siya sa mga laboratories to be able to safe. Dadaan pa yan sa mga yung ano tawag doon, yung sa pwedeng kainin ng mga Muslim, yun, dumadaan din po yun sa mga ganun to be able to syempre i-market din siya sa mga tao na hindi kumakain ng ganito or pwede sa kanila, and so on and so forth. So system ideas or innovations requires several resources and many labor years to accomplish. Communication networks and satellite operations are good examples. So in our time today, system innovation is very turtle. Napakabagal na po. Kasi we are focusing only on politics and livelihood or any not related to the technologies. So we know na meron tayong DICT, meron tayong mga telecommunications, but then again, they are not upgrading our system, specifically in communication networks and satellites. So 'di ba, we are one of the most slowest internet connectivity in the whole world. And we are paying something na hindi makatarungan kasi we are paying kumbaga 1,000 per month, 2, 3, 4, 5 for us to be able to have a services in our connectivities. And basically, sa ibang bansa po, mabilis ang internet nila. Kumbaga, all of the services is maganda. Pero basically, in our communication networks, bagsak po tayo. Ano po? So, marami tayong mga ISP na hindi na po provide yung tamang bandwidth, ibig sabihin po yung internet connectivity na dumadaan po sa atin. So, yun yung isa sa mga natin, system innovations na dapat gawin. Kailangan ng maraming taon bago siya ma-accomplish pa. Kasi, syempre, Iba kasi ang focus ng government. They are not focusing on the system innovations. They are focusing on politics, on the issues, and so on and so forth. Wala na, naiwanan na po yung technologies po natin. Pero maraming initiatives. Marami silang naiisip na idea pero hindi naman ini-implement. Ano po? So next we have incremental. So incremental innovation refines and extend an establishment design but underlying concept and link between them and remain the same. So ito particularly if you are aware with sister companies, if you're going to see businesses, for example, there's a two companies, if Jollibee and Goldilocks. So if there's something innovation and process na ginawa dun sa Jollibee, pwede na lang i-apply dun sa kabila kasi they are the same concept on the process specifically. Hindi naman sila parehas ng design pero basically yung link between them is kung ano yung POS na ginagamit doon, yun yung ginagamit nilang POS sa system. O kung ano yung paying mode of payment, yun din ang mode of payment po doon. So that is incremental. So if you're going to upgrade it, pwede namang papasok dyan yung mga card payment, debit card, so on and so forth. So next we have architectural. So the essence of architectural innovation is reconfiguration of an established system to link together an existing component in a new way. Ito naman more on IT side pero basically if you're going to go on the incremental innovations, ito yung pag-extend ng concepts. Ano po? Pag-extend ng concepts and principles on different kinds of technology. Specifically, if there is a company and meron siyang mga sister companies, pwede po siyang mag-innovate ng technologies na i-adapt po ng kabilang establishment or ng kabilang building or kabilang companies. So, ang problema lang dito, if incremental kasi, syempre yung maraming proseso. If there is something that really hard for them is the transfer of documents, registering of concepts kasi lahat ng ideas na ginagawa po natin or kinukuha po natin or dinedevelop po natin is kailangan i-register siya. Even though our documents, kailangan ni-register po yan. Kasi once na merong mga documents na hindi ni-register, may mga process na hindi ni-register at nakuha ng iba, wala ka ng habol kasi hindi mo naman siya na-register. Even though our documents, iba kailangan na nakanotaryo para may in case na lumabag siya sa batas, documentally meron tayong papakita. So modular, itong innovation naman to is focusing on the changes of a core design concept without changing the product architecture or primary functions. So particularly if for example sa mga company na mga sabon, so they are focusing on changing the product's architecture, for example the product design or yung korte ng sabon or yung boxing or packaging niya. So they are innovating something pero hindi nila ano yung architecture and functions niya. So same ingredients, same process, paano siya gawin, design and packaging lang yung binago. Parang ganun po yung concept. So next we have radical. So in these innovations, establish new dominant design and hence a new set of core design concept embodied in component that are linked together in a new architecture. Ito parang sub-core or sub-innovative design that focusing on changing something. Pero iisang architecture pa rin sila or iisang process pa rin sila. For example, in a POS, point of sale, kunwari sa SM, meron diyang payment na cash, GCash, or any mode of payment, pero meron sang component or architecture na ginawa nila for debit cards and credit cards. So, pwede kang magbayad doon ng credit cards. Pero isang process pa rin, magkaka-connect pa rin sila. Once na nag-transact po yung isa, sa system nyo pa rin yung papasok. Pero, in another mode of payment naman. So, parang ganun yung idea ng radical. So, next we have microgrid. So, it focusing on the small scale power that can operate independently or collaboratively with small or other small power grid. So the practice of using microgrids is known as distributed, dispersed, decentralized, district, or embodied energy production. So in this microgrid na tinatawag, basically, if we're going to focus on this idea, marami tayong pwedeng ma-encounter dito. Specifically, if you're using distributed or any localized power station or gasoline station, mga ganon. Yung mga small scale. Pwede po nating ilagay, for example, there is a building, building that equipped with electric generation and capables of giving solar panels, yung bahay na may solar or buildings. So, pwede yon na nag-generate siya ng energy and revenue during downtime. So, meron tayong backups in microgrid na tinatawag. So, for example, meron tayong nakalagay na solar sa atin. So, if there is no energy or current, meron tayong alternative. Parang ganun yung idea. Yung small scale or localized power station, so meron tayong tinatawag na definable boundaries. So, para siyang alternative system, alternative way, alternative process pag tinawag ng microgrid. May backup tayo once na maano yung process. So, for example, you are in the government office and you are transacting, tapos biglang nawalan ng kuryente, anong last resort or alternative way to be able to entertain the people. So you can write manually the information of the client. Parang ganun po yung concept ng microgrid. So next we have the AI. So alam ko you are aware what is AI na, pero basically in this discussion we're going to give an example po for us to know what is AI. So AI is a wide range branch of computer science concerned with building smart machines capable of performing of tasks that typically require human intelligence. And AI is an interdisciplinary science with multiple approach, but advancement in machine learning and deep learning are creating a paradigm shift in virtually every sectors of technology. So in this AI era or digital age, AI is a tools for us. Malaking bagay po siya for us to be able to summarize something, converting something, give a high quality definition images, for conversions, for summarizing our documents, our reports, letters, madami pong naitutulong ang AI sa atin, specifically in our daily lives. Sa amin, in IT, hindi na namin kailangan mag-manual coding. So, you can chat prompt in AI to be able to get answer. For example, create a login system. So, it will give you a step-by-step procedure how you're going to create a login system. Di ba, hindi natin kailangan mag-isip pa ng idea or you can write manually kasi ang process ng paggagawa ng system kasi sa amin. We are go on manual, writing the codes and writing the process in a piece of paper. Nowadays, because of AI, you can generalize your prompt or your specific questions or query in AI. Bibigyan kanya na agad ng sagot, ng suggestions. But then again, sabi nga dito, advancement in machine learning and deep learning. So, meron tayong mga advancement in specific technologies, pero ang downside kasi, 'di ba, specifically in our side, parang nawala na po yung we are researching online or we are researching on libraries kasi meron ng AI. Pero basically, because nga we are in the IT era, so we are going to maximize this tool. Para saan pat ginawa po ito? 'Di ba? Hindi naman natin dapat itanggi na we are using AI for our schools or offices kasi ginagamit na siya worldwide. Hindi na po natin dapat ikahiya na we are using AI kasi that is the technological innovations. If we're going to go back in our time na wala pang AI, we are not availing this. 'Di ba? Hindi natin natatamasa po itong mga ganito na please generate something. 'Di ba? Sa Google kasi kailangan mo manual na i-type what is AI. Lalabas yan lahat ng links, lahat ng connected sa AI. Pero dito specifically sa AI, if you're going to ask something, ibibigay niya ng suggestions at detailed. 'Di ba? Napakabilis na po. So in AI, there are different kinds of broad categories. So meron tayong narrow, tsaka merong AI or AGI. So in narrow, it focusing on weak AI. Weak AI daw siya. This kind of AI operates with a limited context and as a simulation of human intelligence only. So it perform a single task. So meron tayo ditong constraint limitations, most basic human intelligence only. Bakit siya tinawag na weak AI? Kasi po hindi niya kayang i-maximize yung pagbibigay ng informations. Pag sinasabing narrow. So for example, Alexa, chatbots, or if you're going to encounter specific pages, Facebook pages, mayroong chatbots po doon na once na nag-click kayo, may automatic na magsisend. 'Di ba? Mayroong magsisend po siya na parang thank you for messaging us blank blank blank. Parang ganoon. That is narrow AI. It only focusing on single performing task. But then again, in the AGI, Artificial General Intelligence refers to strong AI. So, this kind of AI we see in the movies like robots, sa mga movies, ano po, AGI is a machine with general intelligence and much like a human being. So, it can apply the intelligence and solve any problem. So, there are many kinds of strong AI in our community and society nowadays. Specifically, yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na drone na kaya magdilig ng halaman, drone na kaya mag-modify or kaya magtanim ng seeds, drone na kayang sukatin yung lupa, 'di ba? So it can give us or hindi siya kaya ng human intelligence natin. Bakit kaya ba nating sukatin yung lupa ng gamit ng isip lang po natin? 'Di ba? Hindi natin po kaya. So we created AGI, Artificial Intelligence, General Intelligence, to be able to get the sizes of specific land. 'Di ba? Kumbaga innovation siya kasi merong mga geodetic engineers na talagang nagsusukat ng mga lupa. Pero in our time today, meron tayong strong AI na kayang gawin yung ginagawa ng tao na. Ano po? So marami naman na pong technologies and I know that you are aware dun sa mga innovations na nangyayari naman po sa ating society. Pero syempre, payo ko po sa inyo na dapat lagi po tayong kumbaga mag-research for us to know kung ano po yung mga innovations na nangyayari in our society. So what are the different kinds or examples of AI? So we have smart assistants, weak AI po ito. Kasi pagka ano yung question mo, yun lang yung bibigay niya, di ba? Hi Siri, so kasagot siya, Alexa, and so on and so forth. Si Alexa medyo advanced kasi meron siyang system or prompt na kaya mag-predict ng mangyayari, pero we are not sure if talagang yun yung mangyayari. Pero more on predictions, single task lang yun. This is mapping or prediction tools. Ito medyo advanced na siya, AGI, kasi nga basta yung beyond limit ng human AGI. So hindi naman kaya to ng human, di ba, mag mapping or mag-predict ng sakit. So for example, iniskan yung buong katawan mo, may nakabarang dugo. So this is mapping. Manufacturing and drone robots. So yan, mga ginagamit po sa industrializations po natin. Optimize personal health and treatment recommendations. Weak AI kasi it give you a treatment online, optimizing something, recommendations only. Conversational bots for marketing and customer services, weak AI. Robo advisors for stock trading. Ito, AGI na to. Kasi Ang robo-advisors, it give you an idea multiply. Ano po, stock trading. Kasi mahirap yon. Spam filter on email with AI. So, pag may nag-email sa inyo na hindi kilala, it will automatically go to spam. Social media monitoring tools for dangerous content or false news. AGI. Ano po, kasi if you are aware with monetization tools ng Facebook, meron siyang mga monitoring tools for you or for us to monitor. If you post something, magpa-prompt sa Facebook nyo na binura namin to, binura ng Facebook yung post mo na ganito, ganyan. Or na-mute kasi hindi may copyrights. Ano pa, may mga ganong content. Song or TV recommendation from Spotify and Netflix, weak AI kasi it only recommends something. Basta pag mga recommendations, focusing on one single task only, weak AI po siya. Pero AI pa din po siya. Ano pa? Kasi hindi nga siya kayang gawin ng tao. So, ito, meron tayong history of AI. So, kaya ko siya inano sa ating module kasi medyo mahaba. So, flash ko lang po yung ating module. Lang. Excuse. Nawala. Lang to. Yun. Ay. Dapat sa kabila pala ako. No? Lang. Yan, para dalawa pa din. History ng AI. Ay, sobra na ata ako. Yan. So, in this history, medyo mahaba po siya, pero we're going to elaborate na lang po yung mga history na yan. So, in the time where intelligence robots begin, so meron tayong mga ancient Greek na naka-discover ng mga gantong development, pero basically, it deals with single task only. So, in the 1943, Warren McClure and Walter Pitts published a logical calculus of ideas. So, it is focusing on the model of neural network. Pero ang neural network kasi in advanced nowadays, kaya niyang mag-predict ng isip ng tao. In our AI nowadays, pero sa kanila, more on papers pa. 1949, meron pong na-invento na book, The Organization of the Behavior. It is focusing on neuropsychological theory. Ang ano nito is the experience and connection between neurons become stronger than more frequently they're used. So, scientifically, yung neurons and other connections between them is expanded. 1950, Alan Turing publishes Computing Machinery and Intelligence. So, it focusing on determining if a machine is intelligent. So, meron na rin sila mga ganong na-invento noon. 1952, Arthur Samuel developed a self-learning program or play checkers. If you are aware with the old computer games, yung play checkers meron po doon. So, meron yung algo na tinatawag. Ibig sabihin, self-learning program. Siya lang kayong dalawa or interactivity with the software. 1954, ang Georgetown IBM translation experiment automatically translate 60 carefully selected Russian sentence into English. So, meron na pong mga conversions na. If you're aware with translator in the Google, same idea. Ano po, naka-database po yan. Kaya lang kasi minsan, yung nakadepende sa pagka-type natin kung paano siya i-convert. Kunwari, you're going to convert Tagalog to Ilocano. Ayan, parang ganun po ang concept. Next, we have saan na ako? Program 52, George IBM Machine Experiment Automatically. Okay na pala yun. Sa 1956, meron pong na-develop na AI na ang gumawa po ay si Dartmouth Summer and John McCarthy. So, ang focus nito ay is i-define ang scope ng goals of AI. Specifically in the birth of AI as we know today. So, ito maganda, gawa ng it calculate the scope of and goals of AI. So, ibig sabihin po dito, gumawa sila ng system na kayang mag-predict ng specifically in the research or AI. Pero yung idea kasi natin nowadays na kaya mag-predict, advanced na kasi yun. Pero their time, siguro, they're focusing only on predicting historical data, mga ganun lang. Documents. 1958, John McCarthy developed AI programming Lisp. Ano po? So, na-publish po siya, The Papers with Common Sense. So, hypothetical advice tracker. So, yan. Para siyang, if you're asking something, it will answer you hypothetical advisor. 1959, so, meron ditong dinevelop na GPS na, General Problem Solver, designed to or program to imitate human problem solving. Ito medyo mahirap na part na to kasi they are imitating human problem solving na. So 1963 nag-start po ang AI lab ni at Stanford ni John McCarthy. 1966 meron tayong ALPAC or Automatic Language Processing Advisory Committee. So syempre in the development of innovation and process kailangan ng mga committees to be able to maximize and enhance your system. 1969, meron mga dinevelop na Dendral or mga programming or Mycin for diagnosing blood infections. Diba? So medyo ano na to, agi na. Kasi they are diagnosing na. 1972, programming language or Prolog is created. So ito, yung Prolog po is ginawa po yan for mga banking to be able to have safety para hindi siya ma-hack. 1973, Light report detailing the disappointment of AI research. So ito, it has or AI na kaya mag-predict ng mga projects. 1974, frustration with the progress of AI development. So andito yung mga DARPA, yung mga ALPAC and reports on lighting reports. So yung AI po dito is focusing on the kumbaga how we're going to grant their products or have a specific fund. So 1974, okay na pala yan. 1980, digital corporations. So may mga na-develop po ng mga commercial expert na dito and mga AI winter. 1982, fifth generation computer system projects, di ba, hanggang ano lang tayo. Nag-develop na dito yung mga supercomputers na ginagamit po sa NASA. Ano po, sa aeronautics naman yan. 1983, so Japan, FGS, US government launched strategic computing. So DARPA pa din. So ang DARPA kasi it is funding agency ng mga research or computing na regarding sa AI. So meron sila mga nilaunch na mga projects in 1983 for the AI. 85, companies are expending more than $1 billion a year on expert system. So ibig sabihin po, in 1985 may mga expert system na may mga AI ng embedded, mga chatbots and so on and so forth. 87, computing technology improved. Cheaper alternatives emerged on the list. Ano po, ayan, so medyo may mga second AI winter na. They are developing kumbaga expert system dito po sa time nila. 1993, 1991, 1997 down to the IBM, Stanley. 2008, Google makes breakthrough in speech recognition, introduce the features on its iPhone app. So meron na po tayong tawag dito, speech recognition. So pag tinatamad kayo mag-type, di ba? Pwede pong gamitin ng what is Google, di ba? Click the voice app or voice icon to be able to speech. Converting it, AI na rin po 'yon kasi hindi naman kaya ng human, ano po. 2011, IBM Watson trounced the competition of Jeopardy. 2011, meron tayong Google Brain Deep Learning Projects focusing on the neural networks or algo ng 10 million YouTube videos as training set. Ang neural, nakafocus po siya on algorithms. Ibig sabihin po, It is a computer process that it is automatically sent to different kinds of data, yung algo, or ginagamit po siyang process for something that improve the process of system. 2014, Google make first driving car to pass state drive test. Yung Google car, ano po, meron siyang drive testing na ang idea ngayon is yung Tesla. Ano po, yung Tesla. 2016, meron na tayong mga Google Minding Alpha, yung mga AI na complex, specifically yung mga Chinese game na kaya ng ang kalaban mo doon is or ano mo sa game is mga AI na. So, mas advanced compared doon sa human kasi they are programmed. Ano po? So, yun po yung history ng ating AI. So, let's go back on the next discussions. Saan na tayo? Ay. Konti lang naman to pero basically wala na. So, yun na po pala yung end. So, in our next next na recording ko, nandun po yung module number 4. Short lang din naman po yung module number 4. Siguro mga 5 to 10 slides lang if you're going to convert it on Canva. Pero, discuss ko na lang siya sa PDF file para mabilis po tayo. So, this will be the end of module number 3. Thank you po. Pasensya na po sa mga mga sounds and piyok dito po sa aking videos.